I had this, I call it the wobbly feeling. It's like riding the bike, and the bike is about to stop, so that you have to kind of find a way to manage so that they don't fall. And living life, we have such a moment. And I'm laughing at, which I think is a good sign that I'm observing myself, that I'm wobbling. So I thought about this quote by Einstein. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. It's very scientific. You need to have some momentum. And there's a saying I often use, continuation is power. And where does the power come from? If the mind is wobbling, meaning unclear, the power has to come from the heart. That's at least one way I can say, because the heart is the origin of our life, and that's the source of the power. And if we lost in our mind what's going on, and mind goes this way and that way and don't know what to do, you have to breathe in, breathe out, have a calm mind, and reconnect to our heart. The world is in turmoil, but we don't have to believe it in such expression. Because if you believe in it, the mind gets kind of stuck and feel like don't know what to do. So when you don't know what to do, what do? Don't keep thinking like that, wobbling mind and going this way and there. It doesn't go anywhere, and the speed is going slower and slower, and you feel very uncomfortable. What do? Connect to your heart. Have a calm, quiet mind. That's the sign when it's wobbling, the mind is wobbling. We lost the control of our mind. The control, I don't know if that's the right word, or the guide, probably a better word, is like guiding the mind into a certain direction. And with that, confirming that you still have the energy to ride the bike. So again, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Or it's like the spin of what's the name of the stuff that goes spinning? Maybe you call it the spin. So that like a gyroscope, there's a way to hold up this mechanism. And that's, I think, Einstein's scientific way of developing the momentum and keep the alignment, so that instead of this spinning thing fall off like a bicycle falling off, it gets steady. So the idea like that in practice, in living life, is to confirm the core of our being, source of the power, root of our existence, and that's that, in my expression. And then, in my expression, if you reconnect to your heart, you go to the eternal home. it's there. Everything is fine. Yesterday I was busy doing many things, lots of things accomplished. Maybe this morning I felt like, well, how am I doing? And then my mind goes unclear. And that's the feeling I had. Something to do with the world situation, or also me ending my trip in New Zealand and moving on to the next leg to go to Japan. I felt so comfortable cleaning up everything before the rain hit. I washed things and dried and everything was worked out. And I kept busy. It was great. Now, I got still 4 days or so, and I have few projects, very important projects. And I want to make sure that I can leave with everything in place. Ending life will be like that. Ending one leg of the life is a mini ending, and another, like a PDC, a CAPD, to check what has happened, act upon, is there anything to do or not, develop a plan, confirm, and act upon it, doing it, and then move on to start another checking in Japan, how to live in there. So life is a continuation of those CAPD, check, act, plan, do cycle, one after the other. And as much as it's a cycle, and that's the connection to the riding a bicycle, circular motion, steady motion, CAPD, heartbeat, and wobbly feeling may come, clear up, confirm the direction, and keep on riding. And the riding, not necessarily your power or my power, but the power of the universe. That's the secure sense of confirmation of how we live. So when the mind wobbles, like I went through this in the morning, I just be quiet and reconnect to my heart and move on. There's a song in Japan. It's a crazy song. It was very common like 30 years ago. And there's an entertainer, Ueki is his name, and Aoshima, who made this song, who went to the same high school and the college too. And it says something like, what was the word? It's something about climbing up the mountain. Hondara, hodara, hondara, hodara. It's like a climbing up the mountain, and hondara, hodara, that's kind of a funny face, and just go climbing. And if you climb up, then go to another climbing, and another climbing. The life is like climbing up the mountain one after the other. And the ending part is hondara, hodara, the hondara, hodara. There's no meaning in it. But the sound of that is quite interesting. I may try to find it and put it with this video so that you get the sense of it, little craziness, because of the copyright. Well, maybe it's better if I put into the description, and you may enjoy it, you may think it's crazy, but that's the time in Japan for the very steady growth was going on, and people are working hard in the 1970s and 80s or something like that. And that even before that, after the war and things start to pick up, so the momentum was going. And that song is kind of like a keep on going on the bicycle. But in Japanese case, that high rate of growth start to stop and then wobbling, and the wobbling period is, taking long for the economy. What's the point of working so hard? So that I think Japanese people start to wonder, what's the point of life to go through this momentum build up and working so hard and then losing the momentum to find another direction so that they can move on. So as much as individual may go through this, society or the nation may go through that, and the world that we live in may be going through that wobbly period. But I can hear AOC and what's his name? Anyway, people are starting to talk about what can be done. So the wobbly period continues, but we may find the core of our being what to do. Sometimes we take a path and it goes too much, then wobbling and then readjustment. Sanders, I guess, what's his name? Bernie Sanders and AOC. Let's find the root of who we are. And wobbling is the part of life. And find the path forward by connecting to our heart.